in celebration of our first ever exclusive, rare, never been done before live show recording, Big Icon Energy, presented to you by CADA and Bonds. We're chatting all things icons. Let's start off strong. I want to know, what is the most iconic advice you've ever received?
This is a new piece of advice that my grandma used to tell me. That's Frog in a Top Hat, my dad's mum, very wise woman. She would say, if you're...
It's like you're reading from up there. What's happening?
She's in heaven or she's up somewhere.
You should have mentioned.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
To not know what to do is to know what to do. So if you're not sure about something, like if you're trying to make your mind up, let's say you want to buy a top but you're not sure, don't do it.
Like that kind of like no answer is an answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what would you say is the most iconic advice you've ever given?
If it feels good, do it.
Yeah. That's like when I used to say, if someone tells you no, you're talking to the wrong person. Best piece of advice I've been given recently is from my friend who plagiarized a TikTok in order to give it to me, but I appreciate it at the time. I was mulling over a decision that I had made. She was just like, oh, if it's about obligation, just think, would you rather live with the guilt or the resentment? And she was like, well, I can't help you clarify because I don't know the situation. But then I thought about it and I was like, oh, okay, well, the guilt of the situation is me feeling like I made a decision, I made a promise, I made a commitment that wasn't well thought out. So I didn't think of myself or the other person and I feel obligated to do it. And the guilt of saying no is like hurting me and it's going to hurt them, right? But I was like, I'd much rather live with the guilt on going back on my word than the resentment of knowing that I had the agency to do it and I decided not to. Because there's something about it. Like, I think that there are a lot of situations where we don't have any agency, or so it feels like. Like, some things you just can't pull out of. Life is not that simple. But other times it is. And I don't know if it's like an egotistical thing or a narcissistic thing where you're like, oh my God, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. I'm so stressed. Oh, life is so hard. Because like, I think that there is a power in simplifying stuff, not simplifying the way everybody sees it, but simplifying your attachment to it, right? So sometimes just deciding to be like, you know what? I cooked it. Sorry, like I know I said I can't. And then knowing that I've disappointed someone, I can live with that. Knowing that I've disappointed myself, I gotta be with me for ages. Like, I'd rather like myself above all, or at least trust myself for myself than for the benefit of someone who's going to forget I exist in like T-5 years.
Wow. Okay.
Hectic, right?